Good evening and welcome to another episode. Tonight we're not going to be playing a game. Hopefully we'll have a game on for tomorrow. Checking my... tonight we're going to actually paint again. Bit of chat, bit of paint. I'm just going to share it through the groups. New camera setup for painting. Hope it's going to be okay. Painting tonight. So let's see if that works. With a photo, upload a photo. Hopefully this will work. Excuse me while I take a quick drink. It's going to be a long night. No product placement or anything like that. There we go. I'm just getting used to the new camera because it's not pointing at me, it's pointing with me, so you can see from my eyes, hopefully. Yeah, let's have a bit of a share. Upset some of the groups. We got one and group. Who can we share it to? Ready room? I can see you. People are here. And share over to, that's my timeline again. Beyond. I wish it's all just join together and make one big group. Make my life a lot easier. I don't have to spam you once every Friday. You make my job so hard. And sharing a group for Rebellion. Star Wars, that one. And I think that might be about it. So good to see everyone this evening. I know I've got people talking to me and stuff like that, but I will be 2 seconds and I'll hopefully drop this chat thing down. That's the one. And who else? Come on, remind me. And I guess messages. Nope. And there must be other people out there. Idiots. Right, there we go. So, what have we got for this evening? A quick show of what we've got on the table. Quite a lot of jobs, with me saying I wasn't going to do as much painting in January. I've managed to pick up quite a bit, and there are quite a few. So we're gonna a female warrior that I'm doing for a friend. Oh, I've got overspray on my nail. So yeah, that's for a friend at Beanie Games. So that one's coming along a bit at a time. I've got Robin and his Coat of Owls mask. These are the night miniatures. I've also got Goliath, which I've done a bit of airbrushing on his wings to get his wings all nice. But I've got quite a few X-Wing bits and pieces on the go at the moment. I've got 2 batches. I've got red, black and blue X-Wings, some blue X-Wings, and Let's move them out of the way bit by bit, and then we can. I'll come to these in a second. And we also have Complete Squad, Reaper, and Strikers. That's my striker. It should be more strikers, but unfortunately due to shipping issues, the shipping company didn't ship, and then shipped the wrong ship. So some green, that might give you a clue. So we had some practice with some colours today, and we're going with the middle green. It just seems a bit more subtle. So strikers, I'm going to practice. Oh, that's a good one. That's a broken one, and that's a good one, and that's that. So I'll come back. I'll leave them there for now. I'll come back to them in a minute. So post-it note. What I've got to do first is spray the panels. Now you can go out and you can get Tamiya masking tape and all that sort of stuff. Glasses, because I do need them now. Or you can do as I do now, and for cheapness is do a panel at a time and just use 2 pieces of post-it note. It's a cheat way, but so let me work this out. I need it down the length. So if I put that down the length like so, and make sure it presses down, and that gets it placed there, and then the second one there. Take a look at the stand. Means when they're together, they should perfectly make a V. So, V shape on that. And I should have really got the airbrush and everything sorted out, because I am going to airbrush these. I'll put this down for a second and watch it all fall off. There we go. So, airbrush. I'm going to use my SOTA 2020 that really does need a clean, and a compressor with a air hose. So, quick connect on the compressor. I check to see if it's all clean. A squirt of water into it just to test it. Look at that, I cleaned it last time I used it. So I've already thinned this in the bottle. It's game colour and it's a jade green. So let's try it on a piece of paper first. Yep, because that can sometimes be a mess. And back to the striker. So I should really use a lot duller. do you know what? I might get the Tamiya tape out, because that's a little bit awkward. It's not like I don't have loads of it stashed away in drawers and cupboards. Make it a little bit easier so I can show you on the screen. There you go. And then the second edge. You could go around and do all of them if you wanted, but this is a tester for the. This is a test piece for all of the other ones that we're doing. So I just need to see how much paint needs to go down to try and get it as bright as possible. I'm not sure it'll go as bright, but I wouldn't mind it as bright as that if it can. I don't know if the paint's got the pigment content or. Again, just all I'm doing is lightly building it up. I'm not going back, putting loads of paint down. And then we get that. Let's see how that goes. The good thing with it, the tape should just go straight back over the other side. Hi Jack, airbrushing, not making a mess this time. So looking at where the other side goes to, trying to get matching. Basically using the air from the compressor to dry it off as it's going across. So there's no actual paint coming out, it's just drying it. And once it's dry, add a bit more paint, and hopefully the green will do quite well. Actually, I like that. It's quite subtle, but it's. I don't know if you can see it on there. Yeah. It's not that far off, but obviously green, but not too far off what we wanted. Right, let's get the thin tape. Don't know if anyone's seen this before. These are just rolls in fancy Tamiya dispensers. Had them from back when I used to paint RC cars. Let's just put that back in there for now. leading edge of each panel. So I get the front bit, the front bit, the front bit as I go along. And pick the right brush. So, Docking Bay 94. No idea who we are, but yes, I need glasses to paint, and don't laugh. Oh, oops. There we go. Hi Nick. Oh yeah, now I remember. Yeah, I wear glasses. Don't know if you can see that. That's like, ooh. I like this. I like the way the striker panels blend. And final panel. As I said, this is just a test for the actual ones. I'm rushing this. I am really rushing this a lot more than I normally would. But we just needed to see the colours down on a full one before anyone else, before I did all 5 of his ships. There we go. So that's the general colour scheme. A little bit of tidying up to do. But I do like the green. My customers get all the nice colours. And they're all magnetised, by the way. So, let me just step away and clean the stuff. I'll clean the airbrush. So I'll quickly do some of the clean-up. I'll move the blue one up there, and I can throw the tape away. I won't be using that till tomorrow when I do the rest of them. But and so once it's tidied up, once it's got all of its colours in place, that'll be quite nice. There's some other things to do on them, but I just need to do proof of concept. Okay, Jack, catch you in a bit. I should still be here. Loads to paint. Right. I think... looking for the red. We have got a set of... X-Wings to do. Customer wants these, and we have specific colours, and one's done barring. I need to do... Oh, knocking that. Right, we'll do BB-8 first, because BB-8 seems to be sat in the back all blue. And poor BB-8 doesn't deserve to be blue. I'm going to product place like hell today because that many people have asked me what I use and stuff like that. So my go-to white is Game Colour Dead White. It's got a really good coverage, and as you can see, is that just off camera? Yeah, you can't see me using the corner of my table again as a palette, so I can't get shouted at. So, just a quick white for now. Try and make it look as much like BB-8 and not an R2 unit as possible by not painting the legs and just painting it round. And there we have it. Come on, BB-8. So, wow, that stands out on camera quite a bit. So, BB-8s. Ready to go. So, we're going to have one in orange, one in red, one in blue. Base colour orange for that was the harder and harder to find solar orange. I love GW foundation paints. They're almost, I think, 15+ year old, so using the red for the red panels. And you'll see the coverage on them. You can't see that, cool. Still out of shot. And a little bit of water. Right, we have a brilliant palette. So, matching the orange one, using the Macarite red, a quick colour change across the front. Go underneath. And there we go. So It's got a red nose. I'm also going to do the top engine cowlings in a matching red. Without touching the nose again. And tops of the cowls, and turn it around for that. Ooh. It's me not turning my phone off. So we've got the red cowling on the back, match. What we have at the moment. Oh god, loads of stuff in the way of me actually getting a decent shot. There we go. Just filling in a couple of the bits. Trying to match it up to the, obviously, to the orange one. And I've still got to do the weather into the orange one and a couple of bits and pieces. It's not far off done. Hopefully go out this week if the person who's commissioned it's watching. That's annoying. And it's gone. So that now matches. Oh, I've done it again. Let's try anyway. So we have a paw and a red one. This fella's going to be blue. What kind of blue should we go for? I'm actually going to try a couple of different types. Alright. Where's my test pad? Let's have a look. I'm actually thinking that's pretty spot on. So, blue. This is the base of Calidor Sky by GW. And thin it down a bit. We'll go to the third one. Not quite the coverage of the foundations, but it's a GW base paint that's as good as any. I wish they'd bring the foundation range back out, and we'll probably find out it's got something nasty in, and I've been licking the brush for quite a few years without knowing. That blue is really nice. I think that's just about the right shade. I may take 2 coats, but that's pretty nice. Typical T70 colours. Cool. And the wings. Yep. Shows up quite well on the grey. I do like it on the grey. And then the part on the back. blue on the nose doesn't look as bright. There we go. So cool. I do it like that. For a terrorist ship anyway. Right. Wipe a bit of the mess up over here. And before I start handling them too much, I'm going to put them over here. Let them fully dry before I put ink, oh sorry, a wash over the blue, green, blue, orange, and have I done the orange? I have. I've done the orange. So, it's like multitasking, jumping between ones while one dries. So, I'm just going to tidy up some of the patches where I've painted a little bit too much. Now I'm just going to use the black that I used for the main body of the ship. It's Styronise black by oh, who are they called now? Badger, miniature Badger. It's just their standard black base primer. Just to tidy up some of that bleed from underneath the masks that we did. I'll take it off, that one's easier. That should just blend in with the black that's already on there. And a bit at the top. There, cool. That's got a bit overzealous down here. Should all blend in nicely once it's dry. So don't a little bit more on there. Missed it. There we go. Oh, that blends in a bit better. All the sides are more defined. Let's see if we can put that. How about doing this? Let's move the camera. There we go. Now we can see it. Yeah, sorry, looking through the camera. Right. As I said, multitasking. So we've got 3 X-Wings. First thing I'm going to do on the X-Wings is they've all been primered or and/or base coated. So we have the same black as before, the same version but in white. It's quite bright that on the camera. I do need to sort the cameras out. And then we've used the white, followed by Model Air Bloody Red, to get the nice bright red, because it's about to go duller. What we're going to do is grab one of my pots of shade, moving the donuts, not that they're my donuts, or I confess to eating donuts. So do I do it for both of them or just one? I'm gonna do it on the white one because then I can definitely dry brush that afterwards. So this is, if you can see the tops of my Nuln oils, I've got 3, one with a cross, one with 3 crosses. This is 50-50 Nuln oil and Lamium medium. It just thins it down a bit, it's not as brutal, as it were. It doesn't stain as much. It'll probably stain this white left, right and centre, but I can get around that later. The work that shades save compared to the cleanup afterwards and the putting panels in and stuff like that, it far outweighs it. And the look that you get from something that's nicely shaded properly with a good Nuln or Agrax Earth shade, it's worth the extra cleanup time. Upside down. And I do say to a lot of people that it's not hard to paint once you know the sneaky tricks and cheats and stuff like that. Do myself out with work here. To all my customers, it's very, very hard. You should be paying me a lot more. And all you've got to watch for is big pools. And I think that I just shades the white, because you're never going to have perfectly clean bright white in space, even if you're a stormtrooper. And because the way it's shaded that quite dull, I'm going to do it on the red as well. I'll wash back the red. Yep, that's spot on. I try not to touch the actual model while I'm washing, because for some reason it picks up fingerprints. I don't know if it's the grease or whatever that's in people's fingers. The Nuln seems to attract to it when it's finding all of its recesses and stuff like that. So I try to do my hardest to keep my fingers off it as much as possible while the wash is going on, and dropping it all over the place. I've got a feeling I'm probably going to do these guns black on these ones anyway, but just in case I decide to keep them red, I'll wash them all properly. Right, so that's how to shade them two. Now then it comes to the thing is, how do you shade black? Yeah, good question. There's two ways. I sometimes use a Baden Black and Mechanicus Standard Grey mixed in a pot. Now, instead of doing it black, paint it with that, and it's just off black. then when you do your null in wash, before I knock it over, that stains the crevices and the grooves and stuff with a deeper black, leaving the grey as a highlight. Other than that, I would say Ashen might be a bit bright. Yeah. I'm actually going to use Mechanic. I'm going to use my mix and dry brush. So, get a cloth. Try and get one that's not wet. So, just get some paint built up on in all the bristles on the brush. Hopefully not too thick. And then take the ship and dry brush. The dry brushing picks up all the raised edges, so it doesn't go into the grooves and stuff like that and gives it your highlight. So the raised areas get this just off black. Again, it's an old technique, everyone knows dry brushing, but how effective it is to someone who doesn't know dry brushing, it's well worth practicing, learning, doing. And if you wanted, after that point, you can then also give it a null in wash and wash it back down if you've gone too light. If not, just leave it as it is. And there you go. I know you guys just see it as black, but I don't know if you can see it on the close-up. Not in the slightest. Let's see if we can go to a close-up. Which one? That. There we go. You can actually just see it. It's not super detailed, but you can see some of the raised edges have got a slight tint of grey on them now, especially engine cowls on the back. And back to that one. That was a quick dry brush. You can get specific dry brush paints, or you can just use whatever you've got. Just make sure you dry it off your brush as much as possible. There we go. Again, brush type, just a old Citadel dry brush. So something we were asked quite some time ago, and I didn't actually have, undoing my buttons, other than the ones that I was using, I didn't actually have any of my backups left, as it were. And this week, or just before Christmas, we found out that the company I go to for my brushes, which is a local company, a company called Broken Toad, these are the Mark II miniature set. Mark II miniature series Mark II Kolonsky Sable. The brushes are fantastic. I've used them for the last 5 years of painting at least. since I found out they were available, I had a set of the Mark 1s. I've currently got 2 sets of Mark 2s in my pot. Some are slightly haggard and about done, probably my fault. And then I've got a good set that I bought about 6 months ago. I found a shop with some stock that had them. Just before Christmas, Chris announced that Broken Toad will no longer be doing their brushes, which is a shame. They're absolutely amazing. Through supply issues, the Clancy Sable or one of the parts of the brush, rather than just going out and get cheap versions, he wanted to stick to this and can't get it anymore. So unfortunately, he's drawn a line in the sand, and the last sets are on his site now that will ever be produced. We've stocked up. I've got a couple of sets put away, but if anyone's wanting brushes, brokentoad.co.uk for some of the best brushes on the market at the present time. Watching this back in 6 months' time, there's a good chance that they'll have gone, and unfortunately you'll have missed them. You might find the odd 1 or 2 kicking about on eBay, but a lot of top painters use and cherish their Broken Toad brushes. Chris links some of their work through, and some of their work, I don't even come close to their work. But I still get to use the very nice brushes that make doing this a lot easier. The fact that they hold the point. Where's the one? This is about. This is one of my 6-month-old ones, I think. You can't see that very well, but that point is perfect. A bit of care, a bit of cleaning. He also does conditioning brush soap. I've got a pot of this half used, and he sent us another tub with my brushes this time. You would only ever need one of these unless you're painting day in, day out. I think my other pot is about half done. That was a lifesaver, Chris. Cheers. But again, for use with them brushes, it just seems to be perfectly matched. They're nice, and I'm good. I want more of them. Was it? Get over there, get them, buy them. Make sure no one else. Yeah, no. Get a couple, try them. You won't be disappointed. So we have some of these. Now, the orange has already been done. I'm going to go with my 3 parts Lamiate to 1 part Nullin. Again, my Broken Toad number 2. I have a couple. I've got a couple for painting, and one that's got a few hairs out of place. I think this is probably one of my oldest ones. I actually use for doing washes, not the splodge on here, there, and everywhere wash. More of a targeted wash over specific areas. So. I've heard washes referred to as skill in a can, skill in a pot, and I agree with every part of that. They can be so helpful. The engine cowls are a perfect example. I know what I did on the other one, and I need the other. So a quick wash down, and it gives the red a defined edge, especially on the centre bit on the top. But what you can do is he says looking for it frantically. Oh, what's it on left? Let me guess. Under my donuts? No. I haven't got donuts. There's no donuts here. Ah. So what I'd normally do with pure Nullen, might have to take 2 coats unless... Oh, it's there, right in front of my eyes. So 100% Nullen, that looks blue on the top. Which stains more than the other versions. Is fill my brush up now. It's got some on the engine cowls. Sorry, on the engine cowls at the back. Just give them a rub round, blacken them up a bit as if they've been heat damaged and soot and dirt and grime, and it just gives it a quick, effective dirtying up. I did it on the orange one. And where's the it was a 50-50. There we go. And the cowls. On the wing. Oh, I missed a bit on the wing. I'll have to go back. And then the stronger Nullen for the engine bits. Yeah, you could drop some in the engine at the back as well. Oh, the power couplet. There we have it. 1, 2. Forward, so some of it drains forward and the engine doesn't. So, like on the orange one, a quick way to do the windows, I know you can paint them and I know you can, some of the ones that we've done in the past have had glow effects and that sort of stuff on, but to just get the black outline of the cockpit inside it again, you can use the Nullen. If you just fill the cavity with Nullen, it just sits in the recesses. If I can grab it by, so you get the cockpit, and it's really easy to do. You're not following the lines because it just flows into the gaps, and if it's not strong enough you can drop some more on later. And so back window. Too much, and you just give it a rub and it comes away. So, T65s, sorry, T70s. Double checking there that I had done T70s and not T65s and messed the whole order up. Because they're now drying, I will probably leave them till tomorrow. So let's see if we can get a over here out the way. And pull that. There you go. Bit of a close up on them for now. Wow, that's been an hour already. So I've got a couple of figure bases to crack on with as well. I want some kind of grey, stone grey. Dawn stone. So a bit of dawn stone on the palette. Same brush as I used for putting the wash down, because it's quite a big area that I'm going to paint. So it is just the base, just to get a grey back down on it where we've sprayed silver and stuff like that. So with the being cobbles, they will be grey, nullined, and then possibly a dry brush just to pick out the grey. We've got cobblestones and grey rocks for Robin the Boy Wonder. This is the night models. We built Goliath and Robin over the last couple of days. Goliath's been interesting. He's been quite hard to get to fit where he's meant to on his base and stuff like that. So it's took us a bit of resculpting and moving a couple of bits around and changing a couple of rock faces just to get it all how I wanted it and where I wanted it, or where it should have been. I think it's just a case that the resin might not have been fully hardened when it was taken out of the cast, and it's just slightly warped. I know GW have a similar issue with Forge World stuff. You've got to heat them up with warm water, put them in warm water for an hour, let it loosen up a bit, and then try and push it into the shape. I tried a little bit, but in the end the easiest solution was just to rebuild the rock area around its thing with green stuff. So lifted the rock up by about 4 or 5 mil and make the rock bigger. Doesn't look too bad. So I'll primer it. I'll grey it with primer, but I'm still not sure. I'm not convinced on the base either. The base doesn't fit the base, so that base is on top of that, and I don't know whether just to fill all of that edge with something, because at the minute it just looks out of place. Not as out of place as a big red beastie and a grey rock. It's in fact a red rock at the moment. And here we go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to fill all that first before finishing off with the grey. That's looking good. Happy with that. Robin needs another coat. And yeah, that's enough. Just a quick coat over the top, because a lot of those gaps will end up getting filled with nullin or some kind of wash. And there we have it. This done. Clean up again. So, X-Wings are done. The other X-Wings are starting to dry out a bit. There's only a couple of bits on that one. So I need to work out some bits and pieces to change. So obviously we want colour change across them. I just got to work out which ones. So could have nose, wing, engine, yeah, I'm gonna try airbrushing. So I'm gonna go with white and red. This is gonna get complicated. So wingtip colours. So I think the white needs the red, the black needs the white, and the red needs the black. Cool. So taking my new Sotar Slim, which has a 2-drop cup on it, it basically gets 2 or 3 drops in the pot. I'm going to try and do some very, very fine airbrushing. I don't mean good, I just mean very, very fine. Two drops, it's not wrong. So this needs the black. Very, very tight in some places, but that I am impressed with. Basically, I've managed to paint the wings with just the airbrush. So nice. A little no overspray. Wasn't Carlin. Yeah. Yep. still loads in the pot. Let me try one of these fellas, since it's working really well with close-up. Nice. So, what I'm actually painting is the guns, and just the guns. Drop in there, and yeah, there we go. Should be able to do all the guns quite quickly. I do love airbrushes. Puts down such a thin coat as well. You don't tend to lose detail. So, all the guns are done, and quite a quick job, especially with the airbrush. Clean the airbrush in the bucket. And I think that's the one for that one. I'll put it away for now. So, I think these need to be left alone for a little while now, because it's still tacky and I don't want to go messing them up. So, we've got T70s, 6 of them, terrorists getting new stock, and the prototype for the striker. I'm quite happy with how the striker's turned out. Welcome, Mark. Attempting to paint, and a lot of clean up to do. So yeah, we've done the base colours for 3 T70s. We've done the basic colours on the front T70s. Hopefully get them finished this week. Prototype done for the black one. The green's growing on me more and more. Do like the green. Be able to get the whole set done now that that looks okay. And these little fellas, I need to add more colour to the for that one. It could do with a little something. I'm going to do some of the gold now. Seraphim, Breakland Flesh Shade for gold. There it is. The shield could do with a bit. The gold's just that little bit too bright. There it is. The spies, Mark. They're not real terrorists. We're painting them up to infiltrate. Honest. I was going to say, this is probably one of the first sets of ties that we've done for a while. For a long while. There you go. I think the last ones before these were a batch of paws that we did just before they released the actual paws. And a few people asking for them before they were out. And a bit of staining on the shield. Give it a bit more. There we go. And there's gold to do on the back as well. At least it's painting, not playing, rebels. It's a bit a mix. So. A pre-textured base with cobblestones, really nice. It's worked really well. I don't know if you can see that. They stand out really well in it. Now let's see how the Night Models one does in comparison. It should do the same. Yeah, it's not far behind. Could do with a bit deeper recess in places, but yeah, it'll do. It will do. And yeah, that can be airbrushed later. There's a lot to do on him. White, black, red. Trying to think which. I've moved all the things now, so white has to go. So red has to go on the red. Red has to go on the white. I've got some red in the airbrush, so I'll quickly do a bit of the red. It's still got black in. So well, that's a lot easier than paint. A lot of paint left in there. Clean a brush. Go. Yeah, quick wash over with the brush, and I did mess up a couple of places there, so ooh. Stringy bit. Paintbrush. Best place to hold it. Engines. I'll give the white areas another wash. But I think it was only a couple of bits where it went. Oh, the gun's going black anyway, but There's the bits. That was the bit that I was missing on the back. There we go. There. Just in those two bits there. There we have it. And then we will give it a wash once the white's dried. And it should all go back to the same. Let's see if I get it in the right place. And then we'll do the same on the red onto the black. Is it the red onto the black? No, white onto the black. That should coat pretty easily. And I think then that'll be it for the night. A couple of drops of white. See how the white goes on first. One second. Wrapping the air hose around the chair leg. Never clever. So, there you go. Like that. The white's going over the black really nicely. And great way to get great coated white. Anyone who paints knows how hard it is to get white down. So even if with a little bit of white overspray, it's made it a really nice smooth white. Cool. So I'll clean my brush and then I'll say my goodbyes. As I said, I know a lot of people say how good airbrushes are, but the amount of time that they save me in doing what I do is phenomenal. Can't remember who keeps saying it, but it might even be Raster at some point. If you're going to spend 2 hours on a miniature to paint it, you can probably save 10–20% of that by using an airbrush. But instead of being quicker, if you put those 10–15 minutes into extra detail, you get a lot better ship at the end of it. Cool. Clean brush. And put them all away. So that's it for tonight. A quick one. We've got another live stream tomorrow night with a couple, probably none the length of time these lot take, probably one game, and I shall hopefully see you next Friday. Where are we? Next, in fact, yes, next Wednesday. I've got some of these, and I think I'm going to paint. I'm not going to attempt the Vader ones yet, but these are Raster Mace file covers. So I've got some nice shiny TIE pilots, and I'm going to give them a go this week. Oh, sorry, next week. Get them out, paint them, see how well they go. Take it from there. So, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and if you want to see anything, us painting anything, trying anything, give us a shout. If you've got one of your commissions that's going through us and you don't mind us painting it on a Wednesday, let us know and we can actually paint it as we go. So thanks again, and see you tomorrow night. Catch you later.